have 80,000 acres, average rainfall of 8 inches. We're currently running about 6,500 head of sheep and about 500 head of cattle. We run merino sheep only, bloodline of Sonic Merinos, they're called. They're SRS wool sheep. We cut about 150 bales of wool. We expect the shearing team to be fairly professional in what they do. We expect them to come in and set up and be friendly as well. We like to be in the shed, so we expect them to acknowledge that we're in the shed. We like being in there. They've got to do their job professionally as well. We like a good clean job. We like the sheep to come out nice. We like the wool to be all done properly, without any hassles. And if you do have any hassles, we like to hear about it. We like to be told. We like to know what's happening. As for myself, I like to be prepared. I like to have all the sheep in the yard, drafted, first mob in the shed. I like to be at least a day in front of everybody else with our preparations. We like to have the shed clean, all the gates clean, just a general clean, neat, tidy, and make sure everything works before you get here. The way we feel about the reputation of previous shearers and shearing teams is they were rough, and we expected them to be rough, but everyone's taking it a little bit more professionally these days. It is good. Our huts are that close that the bad language, sure it carries. The drinking is, sure, have a few beers after work, no worries. Pull up at a reasonable hour so you get a good 8 hours in the next day. It's not only the shearers, it's the wool handlers as well. They tie on a big one and that just goes down the chain. It gets worse and worse. It goes right from the person that picks up the wool right through to the presser. It goes from missing bits on the table, it goes right through to mislabelling a full bale of wool. And at the other end, that's fairly hard for us. There's a lot of paperwork involved in that. They miss a number, they double a number, whatever, and it's written down wrong in the book. It could take us 2 weeks to sort that out. Other than that, they're getting a lot better and they're a lot more professional about their jobs, which is good.
Well, I moved up to be in the bush and to marry from the city, so I had never been exposed to any of the shearing teams, obviously as a child. I think when I first landed in the mid-90s, there were some pretty rough shearers and some pretty rough teams. Even the vehicles outside the shed, they were pretty rough, and that has definitely improved now, looking at the vehicles that are parked outside our shed this year. I have 2 daughters who are very handy in the shed, so when it comes to bad language, I think a touch the old-fashioned ducks on the pond wouldn't go astray every now and again. No one to pull up your language. Look, we work with sheep and we know that they can bring out the absolute worst in even the nicest person, and I've been known to drop a bad word around sheep myself. But there's a time and a place. I think, and the drinking thing, go ahead, have a few quiet bevies after work, that's fine. When it starts to interfere with your work, then you need to be looking at perhaps limiting yourself. Put 6 cold beers in the fridge and when they're gone, that's it. Don't grab another one. Cut out nights where it's a bit special, and that's part of the culture of shearing. But it's probably the language. I think they need to be pulled up now and again. Just be aware of who's in the shed with you. I am in full support of the Silver City's shearing policy on the no drug, no alcohol during work. I think everyone knows that someone who's a little bit under the influence of drugs is bloody useless as a part of the team. They're going to be not pulling 100%, but getting paid 100%. They're going to be affecting others. If they're not working, someone else is going to be covering for them. And I don't know of any workplace anywhere that it's allowed. If you look at the mines, they get drug and alcohol tested every time before they start, before they go near a machine. So I don't think that shearing's going to have to go down that track, but it will. And safety of the people who are in our watershed is paramount. Obviously the shearing team, if someone gets hurt through someone else's stupidity or drug and alcohol use, then someone's down, and we're also in the shed as well, so we'd like to know that everyone in there is on the ball. Yeah, it's just drugs and alcohol, something you can do in your own place, in your own time, not here.
Noise around the huts in the evening, as in music, is very, how can I put it? No, it's more, you've got to think of others, I suppose, not just yourselves. Not everyone's wanting to hear what's being played and everything like that. Sure, after work, you can have your radio on, your stereo, whatever, have a couple of beers, listen to music, talk, do whatever you like. After a certain time, you've got to turn it off. We're all trying to get some sleep, and so is other people in the huts. Not everyone's up listening to it. Noise in the woolshed. We went to a lot of trouble to move sort of all our noise away and out of the woolshed. I run a generator at my woolshed and I shifted it as far away as I could get it. We used to run a petrol motor on the press and we shifted that outside, and then I went electric on the press to eliminate noise. As for the music in the woolshed, it's no problems. You can have music in the woolshed. Every now and then it just creeps up and gets a little bit too loud. I think you ought to have a little bit of a look at the person trying to pen up. If someone's trying to pen up, and I'm sure everybody sees it, you could at least duck over and turn off the music. They pen up 100% better. Without music, and just have it at a rate where it is background music and not trying to blow the windows out of the woolshed. A couple of pet hates I have in the woolshed is smoking over, basically smoking full stop, but smoking over the wool table is the most horrible pet hate. It drives me crackers because that fleece is being prepared, and dropping your big fat ash in there isn't being very helpful. Plus it's in the face of everyone around you at the table. Pet hate in quarters, smoking. In the rooms, I have smoke alarms and I have signs on the door. So it's a fairly good indicator, and it's probably about 3 steps from your room to the veranda so you can have a sickie. And doing a little hand-piece oil change on the carpet in the quarters. That's been one of my biggest pet hates. But there hasn't been much of that lately. So, but pet loves, I love having smoke over you guys. Everything the cook cooks is just delightful. And I also love simple things like rattling shape, and so when it comes out outside I can deal with something that's not matching in the mold. Certainly makes life easy for us. Yeah, we also like to get off farm now and again when we can. Love going on holidays. I hate camping, so I like going on holidays to hotels. And also, when I get a chance, I really enjoy gardening. I enjoy just hanging out with friends. I enjoy researching wine, physically. And I'm still interested in sheep off farm, so I would go and visit, like another property. But yeah, generally socialising and holidaying when I'm not on the day. I like recreational riding motorbikes. I every now and then do a bit of that. I collect a lot of stuff. I collect a lot of rum stuff. I collect a lot of old stuff if I can find it. Like travelling, getting out of, getting away, making sure that we're having nothing to do with the place. A fair bit. So yeah, it's all good. like doing all that sort of stuff.